Hey Washashingers, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I want to share with you guys about 5 habits of successful shrimp keeping. So when you walk into a fish room or a shrimp room filled with tanks, row upon rows, each one alive with quiet movement, you can tell within seconds if the person behind it is a hobbyist or a craftsman. So it's not about the number of tanks you have or about the gears. It's all about the rhythm. You can feel it, the sense that every routine, every water change, every feeding has purpose. That's the mark of a successful shrimp keeper. And over the years, after visiting over more than 10 countries, judging competition, working with breeders from Europe, South Africa, and in the US, I have noticed something remarkable. And the best shrimp keepers in the world don't just rely solely on passion, because they follow the 5 habits that turn passion into mastery. So let's talk about them. Number 1 is about consistency. So most people sometimes overestimate what they can do in a week and underestimate what they can build in a year. And I am guilty of this as well, because every time I wanted to do something that week, then a tank needed more urgent care or an emergency family event that put the progress in a back burner. So consistency isn't really glamorous. So it's not the post that goes viral or the fancy tank setup everyone shares online. So it's the person who actually shows up every single day, checking water parameters, feeding, observing, cleaning, adjusting little by little. And this is critical for me. It's better to adjust or do things in smaller blocks versus one big block. I remember visiting a breeder in Germany. He didn't have the biggest setup, no fancy gadget, but his tanks looked alive. Every stream was grazing, the water shimmered with clarity, and there was this peaceful hum in the air. So when I asked him his secret, he said with a grin, "So every day I do the same boring thing, and because it's boring, it works." So that's consistency. It's like brushing your teeth. You don't think about it. You just do it because it keeps everything healthy. The same goes for shrimp keeping, whether you are maintaining water parameters, topping up the water, or feeding biofilm-based diets. Your shrimp thrive on rhythm. So I know a hobbyist in France who fed his shrimps the same way to increase shrimplet survival for a long time after seeing results. So he added calyx ball every time, and now his success rate, nearly 100% baby survival in multiple tanks. So consistency builds trust with your tanks, with your streams, and with yourself. Because streams don't respond to what you do once. They respond to what you do repeatedly. So the second habit is about process-oriented. Focus on the craft and not the results. So many new hobbies get caught up chasing results. So like how many babies did I get? Why aren't they breeding yet? Why did this tank crash when others, the rest didn't crash? So sometimes I'm in that frame of mind as well, but I started thinking differently and thinking processes instead. So one breeder I work with in Taiwan told me something I will never forget. He said that stream keeping is not just about the outcome. It's about the observational loops. So at first I didn't quite understand what he meant, but he explained that when you chase the result, you start making emotional decisions, changing too many variables, reacting too fast. But if you are process-oriented, you fall in love with the steps. And you'll start noticing how the pH influences stream breeding. You understand how your feeding frequency affects increased breeding cycle. You realize that good things take time, weeks, even months to manifest. You will also start to understand that what did you fail at and what did you actually need to be successful. So every tiny detail matters because process builds repeatability. So every feeding, every tweak, every observation becomes part of your blueprint. And that's why process-oriented stream keepers rarely burns out. So they don't gamble, they build a system that evolves. So in the end, success isn't about doing everything right just once. It's about having a process that works even when you're not there. And the third habit is about data-driven. So when I first started stream keeping seriously, I relied on gut feeling a lot. So if a stream looked happy, I assume all was fine. If a tank crashed, I blame it on luck. But after years of trial and error, I learned this truth. So emotions without data is just noise. So every successful breeder I know tracks something, be it measurable data, TDS, GH, KH, pH, trends, temperature curves, or observational data. So this is also very important. I know of many hobbies who don't track any of the hard water parameters, like for example TDS, GH, but they do look at their streams. So such as feeding behavior after water changes, their level of activity, are they hiding or not? So these are also important data point. So recording data is how hobbies actually see the patterns that others miss. Because in stream keeping, data is not just the number, it's a memory. It's how you learn faster than time. So if one batch of soy matures slower, your data helps you trace why. If your colony crash after a feeding change, your notes actually points out to the root cause of it. So one breeder in Singapore uses digital sensors to track pH fluctuation. So when his colony stopped breeding, he discovered that a single rise from pH 5.8 to 6.5 was enough to disrupt breeding. So data helped him fix what guessing never could. You can't control everything in your tank, but you can control how well you understand it, and data helps us with that. So that's what separates luck from progress. So alright, so the fourth one is about scientific backing. So the fourth habit is about scientific backing. It's beyond myth and magic. So our hobby is full of myth amplified by social media. And use this powder and your stream will breed overnight. Add sugar to biofilm creation and you get explosion of biofilm. The truth is, science doesn't care about opinions. Successful stream keepers aren't afraid to question what's popular. They ask why. They test, they compare, and they verify. So that's what pushes the hobby forward. Not recycle fear, but scientific curiosity. So I remember when an independent hobbyist tested the theory that adding sugar to boost biofilm growth. For weeks, he ran controlled tests, and the result, yes, biofilm actually grew faster, but it wasn't beneficial. The imbalance led to lack of stream consuming it, telling us that streams know what they are feeding. That's when it gave me additional data confirmation that not all biofilm is created equal. So what feels magical in stream keeping often has a scientific explanation. Science ground your work. It gives you the confidence to experiment responsibly and the clarity to share your results honestly. The great stream keepers, those developing new lines or leading global communities, don't rely on myth as well. So they rely on data, testing, and collaboration. Because real progress happens when passion meets evidence. So the next time you hear a claim online, pause and ask, where's the data? What's the mechanism? And that's how you grow beyond guesswork. And that's how you elevate yourself and the entire hobby with you. So the final habit that I often recognize is that discipline. So the last and final one acts like a glue to gel all the other habits together. And if consistency is about rhythm, discipline is about integrity. There are days when your tanks looks perfect, and there are days when nothing seems to go right. So a batch refuses to molt, a soy batch goes bad, a colony crashes overnight, and in those moments, many people will quit. And I have seen it too many times over the course of the years. So the successful ones don't quit. They show up anyway. They test, they clean, they record, they rebuild, and that's discipline. It's what turns loss into learning and frustration into focus. So I've met a hobbyist in India who lost 90% of his stream colony to an unknown source. So instead of quitting, he kept pushing forward and restarted and rebuilt. So years later, he not only rebuilt but developed a new process on how he breed his streams. It's not luck that keeps them at the top. It's their discipline to keep learning even in silence. And discipline extends beyond tank. It's in how you share your findings, how you treat fellow hobbies, and how you protect others from misinformation or quick profit schemes. Integrity in stream keeping isn't about guarding secrets, it's about protecting the truth. Because when you combine discipline with consistency, process, data, and science, you stop being just a hobbyist. You become a keeper of the balance. So when it all comes together, consistency keeps you grounded, process keeps you calm, data keeps you informed, and science keeps you honest, while discipline keeps you growing. So this 5 habit forms the invisible framework behind every thriving colony. So when your habits align with nature's pace, everything flows. The water clears faster, the streamlets grow stronger, and your tanks start to reflect the calm precision within you. Success in stream keeping isn't about luck, it's about alignment. That moment when you stop chasing results and start trusting your process. So every healthy streamlet you raise, every colony you share, every honest story you tell, it's all ripple outwards. You're not just keeping streams, you're cultivating that balance, the patience and the respect for life. The great stream keepers don't rush on this. They don't compete for attention. They simply keep improving day by day, tank by tank. Because the goal isn't perfection or thousands of streams. The goal is harmony. So wherever you are in your stream journey, whether you are just starting your first tank or managing dozens, remember this. Success isn't built on luck. It's built on consistency, process, data, science, and discipline, and one quiet, intentional habit at a time. So that's the real secret, and it's not a secret at all. So thank you for watching, and until next time, peace out.